the bat is back, and so is T-Mobile's best offer for baseball fans. Get even more exclusive benefits from brands you love. Switch to T-Mobile today and get ready for free MLB TV. Redeem through April 1st at T-Mobile.com/MLB.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is the state's largest anti-hunger organization. We work with our 800-plus community partners to supply them with the fresh food and resources they need to feed our hungry neighbors. We provide nutrition. We provide support. We provide opportunity. We can't do it without you. Go to cfbnj.org to join us today. That's cfbnj.org.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
It's time for the Buick Drive of the game.
Well, Oswaldo Cabrera had a good day, and this slider from Rafael Montero ended up in the seats, which made it 4-4 in the top of the sixth. The Yankees were down 4-0. Cabrera had 2 hits, scored 2 runs, and had an RBI.
All right, Paul, it's time for the Cadillac player of the game. Who is that?
It's Juan Soto. We've been waiting to see what kind of start he was going to get off. His first hit, first RBI of the year, and then comes up huge in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 1-run lead. Gets rid of the ball, makes a great play. We couldn't go crazy. We had to have a review, but what a game. What a way to start the season as a Yankee fan.
Well, Juan helps the Yankees get victory number 1, and they're hoping many, many more because of that young man. 5-8-0 for the Yanks, 4-13-0 for the Astros at 2 hours and 41 minutes. Loizaga the win, Holmes the save, Presley the loss, and you saw what Soto and Cabrera did. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and John Flaherty. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, Jared Bosnack, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Hey, join us again tomorrow for the WB Mason postgame show after the Yankees take on the Astros from Minute Maid Park in Houston. Coverage begins immediately following the game on Apple TV+. Again, the final score, the New York Yankees 5 and the Astros 4. For Paul O'Neill, Joe Girardi, and Meredith Moragovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Minute Maid Park. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and John Flaherty, who are standing by in our Yes Network studios with the WB Mason postgame show. Guys?
Hey, everybody, it's great to have you with us here on the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz, John Flaherty, Jack Curry with you. What a great opening day win for the Yankees. They rallied from down 4-0 to win it 5-4. And in our Hyundai opening comments, guys, Flash, they kind of lived on the razor's edge all afternoon, but things just started to kind of snowball in their way.
Yeah, I give the Yankees a lot of credit. When you're down 4-0 after 2 innings and Nestor Cortez looked like he did not have it today, you give the pitching staff credit because Nestor Cortez rebounded, got through 5 innings, and then you got Loizaga for 2, Hamilton for 1, and Clay Holmes was shaky, but they were able to hold on because defensively, I don't think anybody at this set was talking about Juan Soto and being able to throw a runner out in the 9th inning. We were talking about his at-bats, how we were looking forward to that. Juan Soto, a very accurate throwing arm.
Well, I can guarantee you we're going to talk a lot about it on this set right now because he helped culminate a win for the Yankees that talked about their resilience and their resourcefulness. We're going to learn a lot about this Yankees Yankee team over the course of a 162-game season. What we found out today is that they're feisty. They're going to fight back. As John talked about, they fell behind 4-0, and they figured out a way to beat a team that has been their nemesis. And look at the players who contributed. Verdugo and Soto both knocked in runs in their debut. Soto had the great assist at the plate. Cabrera, who many thought wouldn't even start, but Birdie got to the city late. Cabrera is in the mound and the lineup, and then a Rizzo hit by pitch produces a run. A Volpe bases loaded walk produces a run. So that's where the resourcefulness comes in. We said 15 outs from Nestor, 12 from the bullpen on the pregame. That's exactly what they got.
Again, Holmes was on the razor's edge there in the 9th inning as well. So let's go back to that Soto play. Nothing a catcher likes more than that good out call from the home plate umpire. This is it. Holmes with a couple men aboard, 1 out. Tucker, the base hit to right, and Soto comes up throwing.
Yeah, he charges quickly, and the best part about this for Trevino is the one hopper. And remember, with these new rules, you got to wait till you get the baseball and then try to deliver the tag. A really athletic slide by Dubon, but Trevino was able to get a piece of him. But when you're a catcher behind the plate and you get a one hopper, you can kind of set yourself up like Trevino does to apply the tag. Great play all the way around.
In a weird way, the new rules almost helped Trevino on this play. He wasn't hovering too near the plate.
Yeah, he goes out and gets the ball, as John talked about. Dubon with a terrific slide. Trevino had to go and find him. We see that right here. I know some of the replays are inconclusive. I do believe right there that Trevino was able to get Dubon on the upper part of his back. And there's James Hoy giving the official verdict after the challenge. But I love what John said and what Paul O'Neill said during the game. You've got to attack that ball as an outfielder. That's the game right there. Soto's an athlete. Yes, his offense leads the way, but he showed you right there how athletic he can be, coming in, charging that, and then getting rid of the ball quickly and giving Trevino enough of a throw to receive. Was it a perfect throw? Was it right on the plate? No, but it got there in time and allowed Trevino to do his job.
I'm sure a conversation in Houston right now is Gary Pettis, a third base coach. Do you send Dubon with Alex Bregman coming up behind? And we were talking before that 9th inning started. If Clay Holmes was going to close this one out, he was going to earn it because he had to go through the top of the lineup. Altuve, you got all the big boys up there. Tucker comes through with the base hit. But if I'm Alex Bregman sitting on deck saying, I wouldn't have minded hitting with the bases loaded and 1 out instead of first and second with 2 down.
All right, so shortly after the game, Meredith Marakovitz was able to catch up with Juan Soto, who did have an impact at the plate, as we talked about, but a huge impact defensively in that 9th inning.
Juan, it looked very much like it could have been a tie ball game there in that 9th inning. When you released the ball, any doubt in your mind you were getting Dubon at the plate?
No, at all, not at all. When I got the ball, I know where he were, and I just tried to make sure I throw the perfect throw to the plate and let Trevi do what he can do, and that's what I thought. That's what my mind said. I don't try to be too quick. You just try to put a ball where I needed to put it.
Were you impressed by the tag by Trevi?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a platinum golf. You can throw it anywhere. He will do the thing.
The Astros reviewed it. I saw you huddled up with Aaron Judge there in that outfield. What was that like as you waited to get the official call?
Oh, that is great. It's just great. It feels amazing to be out there sharing the field with those guys. I mean, it's a great energy that we have here, and it was a great ball game. We came back like the good teams do, and I think it was amazing. Taking
a look at the offense, you guys loaded the bases twice against Framber Valdez. Finally broke through there in that 5th inning. What makes him such a tough at-bat?
I mean, he got really good pitches, and he's an ace for something, and he's been doing his job since like 3-4 years ago, and he's just amazing. I think we take really good at-bats against him. We really push him out and early in the game, and I think that's what he gets us where we at.
You actually trailed 4-0 in this one, but it seemed like the offense did not even flinch. How confident are you in the ability to put up runs as an offense?
I mean, we know what we're capable of, and we trust each other. So I think every time we go to the plate, we're trusting each other, and we're doing what we can do.
Juan, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Just 1 of 162, but they started it off with a W.
Meredith, thank you for that. I want to go back to something Jack was saying. It is interesting. In the offseason, we talked, in fact, pregame, we talked about the impact he can have on the lineup, the impact he can have hitting in the number 2 spot. Impact hitting. And here he comes and basically helps the Yankees win a game with his defense.
Yeah, you got to think about all the new Yankees. Verdugo had a very successful first day, sacrifice fly, the go-ahead run. But Juan Soto, with all of this attention, we know that he's been a star for so long, and he's going to be a star as a New York Yankee. But to come through the way he did today, base hit, RBI, you make that defensive play in the 9th inning. Now you take a deep breath tonight, enjoy a good meal in Houston, and you look forward to the rest of your Yankee career. I'm sure when he gets to the home opener. There's going to be a whole different level of energy, but so far so good for some of the new Yankees.
Very good for Juan Soto, and as I watch him do that interview with Meredith with the cap flicked backwards, I say to myself, this guy looks comfortable. That's a metaphor for who Soto has been so far with the Yankees. Spending about a week in spring training and watching him interact with his teammates, how he handled himself in the clubhouse, but more than that, talking to the people around the Yankees, and everyone would say, he just looks so comfortable. He just fits in so easily. He blends in. He's 25 years old. He knows he's a superstar. And on that final play, well, it was the 26th out of the game, he looked comfortable. He looked like a guy who had confidence in himself, the ability to make that throw, and that's exactly what he said to Meredith. His first answer was, no, I knew where Dubon was. I knew I could throw him out.
And you can make the case, Yankees, Astros, first game of the season, you should not be comfortable down 4-0, but the Yankees looked that way. They chipped away, and that leads us to our turning points of the game, brought to you by Montefiore. And we take you to the top of the sixth. Yanks had gotten a 3 spot in the 5th inning, and then 6th inning, Flash, here's the at-bat from Oswaldo Cabrera.
And he's behind in the count 1-2 and gets a breaking ball in the inner half and just gets good backspin and good carry. He had a great end to spring training, gets the opening day start, and comes through with the big swing to tie it up.
Ties the game at 4, and then top of the 7th, Jack, Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, bases loaded, and this is what you're trying to do. Get the ball in the air. He flicks it the other way. The go-ahead run is going to score right there in the form of Judge. The Yankees go ahead on that sac fly from Verdugo.
And then one more time in the bottom of the 9th with that 5-4 lead. Got to find a way to hold it, and Soto helps.
Hard base hit to right. He charges it. The perfect one-hopper up the line a little bit. Trevino with the quality tag. It's going to be reviewed, but it turned out to be a huge defensive play from Juan Soto, who not only did it at the plate, but he did it out in right field as well.
Flash, I want to add this. We got to give Trevino credit for that tag as well. Like, you have to be focused on the throw, right? But you also have to be hyper aware of where that runner's at.
The adrenaline is flowing on that play, and as a catcher with the new rules, you know you're not going to get run over, but you also know that you have to wait to get the baseball in order to go to your left to apply the tag. When a catcher gets a throw that accurately, back in the day, you could kind of ride yourself into the line knowing you're going to get the one hopper. So I give Trevino a lot of credit for his patience. Make sure you catch it first, then apply the tag. Huge play all the way around.
Yeah, it was a solid play by a guy who has been so solid for the Yankees behind the plate. And I think there's an extra bolt of energy when you come close to almost giving up that lead. And then it's a defensive play that saves you at the end, because John referenced this a little bit earlier. Clay Holmes was having an iffy 9th inning, and it probably is why the Astros will think about the fact of, hey, why don't you just make him face Bregman with the bases loaded, because Holmes was really gasping at the end right there. That play saved him and saved the Yankees by Soto.
On the pregame today, one of the things we focused on is Juan Soto, the great disciplined at bats, going deep into counts. Can that have an effect on the rest of the lineup? The answer is yes, because Astros pitchers were throwing so many pitches to him, and that started in his very first at-bat, Jack, at the top of the 1st.
Yeah, we see how he is going to treat this at-bat, and he ends up getting the walk in the 1st inning. That was the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Top of the 3rd now takes a fastball for strike 1. He's going to foul off this fastball. And here's Juan Soto saying, wait a second, you're calling that curveball a strike? I don't think you like that call too much, Flash.
Top of the 5th, he came up with the bases loaded, nobody out, looking to do some damage.
Yeah, getting an RBI opportunity. There's a cutter for strike 1. Did not like that call. This is going to be another cutter that's just off the plate. 3rd pitch is going to be, you can see the conversation with James Hoy behind the plate saying, hey, I know the strike zone better than anybody in this league, and he didn't agree with that first strike. Got the call in the next one. There's a curveball that bounces, not even close. The 4th pitch, going to be a 2-seamer in, elevated, and just drills it to right field. That's going to be his first Yankee hit, his first Yankee RBI. You get both of those out of the way, and you get the Yankees on the board.
Part of that 3-run 5th inning, and then he comes up in the 6th and faces Rafael Montero.
Yeah, he's going to hit this one to 3rd, and watch how close this play is. Bregman's actually closer to short. Soto almost beats that out. Really hustling down the line, and Yankee fans get used to seeing this. 8th inning, Taylor Scott on the mound. Soto draws another walk. In his career, he has more walks than strikeouts. And you talked about the influence on the lineup, Bob. I know it's one game, but it's the sample size we have to work with. 10 strikeouts for the Yankees today, but also 9 walks. They made those Astros pitchers throw strikes. And when you start a game and you have 3 double plays in the first 4 innings and you blow 2 bases loaded situations, Flash, there's a tendency sometimes in the dugout to think, wow, maybe this just isn't going to be the day. Yankees didn't act that way at all.
When you had 3 double plays early and you felt like you had opportunities to blow this thing wide open and you feel like you have a 1-run game late, you're probably going to be saying, man, we're going to look back to those early opportunities in the second inning and probably be killing yourself there. How did we not light Valdez up? He was all over the place. He has amazing stuff. He made big pitches when he had to. But I think at the end of this one, if you're the Yankees and you walk 9 times, that's what you want your offensive personality to be. Obviously, you want to drive the ball out of the ballpark, but I talked in the pregame, you want that attitude like we're going to grind and wear pitchers down. They did that with Valdez. They did that with some of the middle relievers. That's a positive sign, although they didn't get that big hit to blow it open.
And to their credit, after you ground into 3 double plays, as you said, Jack, you could start getting jumpy as a hitter. I got to make something happen. Valdez is somehow beating us. They just waited him out, and they finally got to him in the 5th.
All right, Cabrera had the 1 home run, but other than that, it was resourcefulness offensively. We've already talked about it. We just showed the hit that Soto had for an RBI. Rizzo gets hit with a pitch with the bases loaded. 214th time in his career he's been hit. Volpe, who showed a ton of patience today with the bases loaded walk, and you just saw the Yankees building, and then the Verdugo sac fly. Don't be too jumpy there. All you have to do is get the ball in the air there, and you're going to take the lead. And you can even see Verdugo, when he got back to the dugout, talking to some of his teammates, he sort of was mimicking his swing again, saying, I was just trying to lash that or slash that the other way.
I'm glad you brought up Anthony Volpe. Looked like a completely different hitter today. We talked about his at-bats in spring training, but today, and it wasn't like they were walking him with pitches that were all over the strike zone or out of the strike zone. They were close pitches right off the plate. He looked like he was in complete control of his mechanics, his swing, the strike zone discipline. That's a really good sign for him, off to a great start.
So the Yankees offense stayed the course, held things together before eventually taking the lead. You could say the same about Nestor Cortez, getting the opening day start today. He had some struggles early. He got better. Flash, let's start that. When he was in a jam, bases loaded in that first inning.
Yeah, I thought his stuff in the first inning was short. The fastball velocity was only 91, 92. McCormick drills this right back up the middle. The Astros are going to be on the board early with 2 runs. Next batter is going to be Diaz. He hits a base hit the other way. Again, 93 miles an hour right down the middle, and Nestor was throwing a lot of 4-seam fastballs early. This is the home run that's off the plate. You give Myers credit for that, but Jack, I thought after that, made a lot of adjustments with his cutter and really gutted out 5 innings.
He really did. Myers comes up again. This time he gets him swinging. Later in the inning, Altuve, here's that cutter that you're talking about, Flash. He gets him swinging over that. In bottom of the 5th, this is just a really nice athletic play. Alvarez is going to hit this hard to Rizzo. He corrals it. Get over there, Nestor. And he was a little late getting over there, but he gets over there in time to get the out. Really strong comeback by him. He retired 12 of the last 13 batters he faced, and then he reported in to Professor Cole to break down the start.
And just 1 run allowed through the 2nd and the 5th. And if you looked at the way the 2 starting pitchers were pitching, you never would have thought Nestor would last longer than Framber Valdez, but they knocked him out before the end of the 5th.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit for making an adjustment. I talked about the fastball and the velocity, 91, 92, maybe 93, and location wasn't great. After 2 innings, all of a sudden he started to backdoor his cutter a little bit, started throwing it in on some of the righties, just started looking like the Nestor Cortez that we're used to seeing from years past. So the adjustments that he made, and basically saying as a starting pitcher, there's a responsibility that you have to give your club some length. And after the way the first 2 innings went, it didn't look that good. He's going to go to sleep tonight saying that's not my best effort, but I can go to sleep saying I gave the Yankees what we needed tonight. And I thought Loaizaga was a key to this game. Yankees have talked about using him multiple innings, giving him a couple of days off. No greater feeling than using him multiple innings when you end up winning a ball game.
If Loaizaga can be Michael King 2.0 in 2024, what a luxury that will be for the Yankees, and we saw him do that today. But back to Nestor real quickly, he was probably 1 batter away from coming out of this game. If he doesn't retire, it was Pena in the bottom of the first inning. If he doesn't get that out, he's already over 30 pitches. Nick Birdie was up in the bullpen. So you're right, Flash. The fact that he gutted through 5 innings, he was on the ropes in the first inning. They were not going to let him throw much more. He ended up at 33 pitches in that first inning.
And he ends up throwing 76 for the game. We got to take our first break here on the WB Mason postgame. A lot more coming up, more reaction from Houston, more on the big finish for the Yankees. A key defensive play in the ninth from Soto helps the Yankees win it on opening day, 5-4. Stick around.
The Yankees postgame show on